Greetings and salutations, and may this day be a service to you. Welcome to Beyond the Mind, where I'm not here to teach you, I'm just here to remind you. Today, I got my very special co host, dear friend, and colleague, Chef. I this dude is incredible, yo, Chef. Please introduce yourself to the people, because you are a
I
co-host here, man. You're not a guest.
I am Seferin Rasika, um, hypnotherapist and co-hosting Beyond the Mind. So yeah, that's what's happening.
Awesome. So, yes, we got a wonderful show, I believe, for you today. I think today what we would do is, since it seems a lot of people are talking about relationship issues, and the difference between men and women, and there seems to be a big war on dating and the opposite sex and so forth. And I love to today, me and Chef share a little perspective that will maybe bring a little more understanding, a little more light, and a better perspective to what you're actually dealing with. See, some of this stuff that they talk about, it generates clicks, it generates attention, it generates services and businesses, but it doesn't generate results. Okay, and that's because it's not true. We're It's not that, oh, men are dogs, or men just want to do this, they don't love or respect women, or women are dogs, or women want, they only want money, she don't care about this or that. It's not so black and white, and a lot of the structure in our society has set a lot of our behavior up into a very black and white dynamic, and so therefore we miss many of the nuances that actually are behind and dictating the human experience. And when you can look at that information and be exposed to it, you're able to deal with the opposite sex, and beyond just the opposite sex, you're able to deal with everyone on a higher level. You're able to predict what they're going to do, and by being able to predict what a person do, you can actually begin to bring about a better result for yourself in the
Mhm.
situation, especially when the result you searching for is one of harmony, not one of harm and mistreatment, right?
Mhm.
So, what I'd like to speak about that would introduce this is, opposed to what we today, instead of looking at men and women, we're going to look at what we call suggestibility. Now, many people, especially coming to us when they hear this term, they thinking, well, you're going to give me something to tell me what to do. That's what suggestibility is. You're telling me some information that's going to make me do something. But suggestibility really means how you take information in, how you learn, right? And what is learning? Our ability to receive information, process, and apply. That's learning. You
Mhm.
see? So that's very important to understand, because what we're talking about here when we say suggestibility is not how suggestible you are, but how a person is taking that information in.
Mhm.
And in the scope, a beautiful thing that was created by Dr. Kappas was the ENP, suggestibility, which is the emotional and physical suggestibility. Now, whenever we're dealing in the world of psychology, if you do a little homework or research, you'll begin to learn that some words that we use don't apply the same when you're applying it to the mind,
Mhm.
right? So we have a general way we use language, and then we have a more direct, intentional way that we use language, which we find in the medical field, law, and other areas, to where words mean something totally different there. So
Mhm.
in this case, it's the same thing. So when I say emotional, it doesn't mean they're highly emotional. What it means is that they don't experience the world through their body. They experience the world through their feelings and their thoughts. And
Mhm.
they're sort of disconnected from the body. So this kind of individual takes in information what we call inferentially, right? They direct information always goes beyond the initial message. So an example of that is, let's say you have a woman colleague and someone comes to her and they say, "Oh, Susan, that's a beautiful blouse you're wearing today." Now, opposed to Susan just saying, "Oh, thank you," because she's an emo, what she's going to do is she's going to internalize it and she's going to ask, well, and say to herself, "Well, they never said I had a beautiful blouse before. Why are they complimenting me now?" And that's inferential. They're going to start looking for alternative meanings to the direct message.
Or can I counter?
Oh,
To even simplify that, you can say, "Hey, um, can you take out the trash?" Right? And someone and an emo might think, "Oh, okay, let's take out the trash. Do you mean this trash and the other trashes in the other rooms? Take out all of the trash, and then after you take out the trash, where do you want me to take the trash? Do you want me to take it outside, or do you want me to put it in front?" So there's a whole lot of questions that go with emos because they just don't. They need to know to make them feel like they're secure or in kind of control of the situation, to make them feel at ease. The more information they have, the more at ease they feel.
mhm.
But in terms of because we're in emo, but can we start going over to the physical side? Do you mind? The physical may just be completely literal. You tell that person to take out the trash, they're just gonna go take out the trash. They're not gonna ask any questions. They might think, oh, that means they take out all the trash and take it to the right spot. At least in their mind, it's the right spot. Now it may not be the right spot, but in their mind, they were told to take it out and they know where to go. Or if not, a lot of times they may even ask you, do you want me to take it here or want me to take it there? So that's kind of the difference.
Yeah, so physicals take information in
Mhm.
literally, right? And this is very important to understand about physicals because you find this with people, and this translates into relationships. And when you understand that, you can begin to notice and see the behavior, right? And you'll know how to communicate and say the right things to these type of people.
But it also changes in relationships too. The dynamic of excuse me. Well, the dynamic can change in a relationship, and you actually see that quite often. Um, in relationships, that one person may come in physical, but in a relationship, in the actual sexuality part in the relationship, they end up being the emo. So you
Yeah,
know,
well, we haven't gotten there yet. That's a little ahead. It's just
yeah,
getting a good understanding of
yeah, I know, I know.
what a physical is, so that
Yeah,
they begin to understand that these are the two types, right? And then you
mhm,
have something called a synambulist. And this is a
yeah,
person that takes information in literally or inferentially. So they take both sides of the equation, right? And the interesting thing is when you go, and if you've ever been to one of those hypnosis shows, right? These are the kind of people that they're looking for,
mhm,
right? They're not looking for people who's emotional or too physical. They
no,
want a person that can take both suggestions in,
mhm.
right? So you do have those people. And here's an interesting thing, you know, uh, there
And
is,
that changes too, though. That changes over time. Your your suggestibility. It
yes,
doesn't stay the same. You know.
no, it doesn't. No, but, you know, initially, this is what these things are, right? And when you can understand that, then you can begin to move in a more harmonious way for yourself
Mhm.
and not take so many things that some of these people may do offensively.
You know, a lot of the dynamic of the male female dynamic in dating and in relationships are really the characteristics are the emo and physical characteristics that people just don't understand about each other. And I mean, I wish there was a way, and I guess we're doing it now, to inform people, hey, there's actually another way of thinking to understand your opposite, or even your peers, your peers that you may not quite understand sometimes, you know. But you also have to understand yourself first, right? You have to understand how you are and how you can maybe help the situation out. Because if you know you're dealing with someone that's an emo and you know that you're actually a physical person, and you're having trouble getting along with them, you have to adjust yourself to understand them better, to make the work, to make it work a little bit better. Oh, there we go. Testing, the suggestibility testing. There's a test that we put our clients through, kind of like a pre-screening to determine what their suggestibilities are. It's about 15 to 30, no, yeah, about 15 to 30 questions in total. And then that's how we determine what their suggestibility is based on their answers and their responses.
Hmm. And once we understand what the suggestibility is, we share that with them. And then I'm able to put together a session that will speak to their subconscious mind more successfully, because it'll be in a language that they are familiar with. Right?
But in the true language, it's basically, in layman terms, it's a person's characteristic.
Mhm.
The how they just think and how they move, right? And we don't understand it. I shouldn't say we, but most people don't understand. Like, hey, why don't you get along with that person? I have no idea. And they're like, that person's great. You're like, really? Okay. Life is funny in ways, but when you start to understand the dynamics of people's characteristics and how they think, and it makes it a lot more beautiful, you know, because you then know how you can help people.
Yeah,
By
like, so if you're in a relationship with an emo, let's say it's a girl, you're in a relationship, and you're a physical, one of the main problems you're going to have is you're going to want way more sex than she's ever going to desire,
Mhm, mhm,
right? And so you're going to need to bring your physicality down by like 10%,
mhm,
just by 10%. And this 10% reduction, right, is going to help smooth over things. Plus, you're going to do a couple of things for the emo to show them that you understand that, right? You might come to them and say, hey, baby, I know that you've been dealing with a lot, so I'm going to give you some space. I'm going to leave you
mhm,
alone for a little bit. See, because emos need space. They're always in their head. So every now and then, the emo's going to, oh, you just too much. I just need space. So you're going to give them that space. That's going to show them that that's going to be something they understand.
yeah.
And in return, they're going to up their physicality a little bit in return to that,
Mhm,
right? So this is an example of what it would be like if you were, you know, in a relationship with an emo. Some of the things you might experience is distance, right? Some of the things you might experience is a lack of affection, right? But you'll see that they show affection other ways, meaning emo's priorities is with finances, right?
mhm,
Their career,
mhm,
their hobbies, then their family relationships,
mhm,
right? With physicals is relationship, hobbies. You see what I'm saying? Or
mhm,
relationship, family, hobbies, then finances.
mhm.
So these are two different directions. Okay. Now, you want to take that question?
Yes, you can be both emo and physical, and we call that somnambulous.
Mhm.
I didn't see
Oh,
the back end. It kind of
and
went away.
also on that emo and physical scenario, if you are predominantly say physical, let's say your physical rating is say 65, right? That's gonna make your
And and
30,
yes, you can be emo with a high sex
30.
drive. Sorry.
You you feel what I'm saying? So your you always have both. You have a dominant and a subdominant. So if your dominant is physical, your subdominant is emo. So yes, there are going to be times where your emo side may be more, and you will be
Hmm.
asked to respond more in your subdominant. sense, right? Because relationships are going to always depend on the rapport between you and the individual. Because you can enter into a relationship as a physical, but get in the relationship, and now you become and show more. You now your subdominant becomes more dominant.
Mhm, mhm.
I hope that answers your question. Did you want to fill in on any of that? That I
Well, did you see that the end of the question was, can you be an emo with a high sex drive? I didn't mean to interrupt you. I had to say it so I wouldn't forget it.
oh
So,
please fill it in, fill it in.
sorry about that. Yes, if you're in a relationship and that the opposite is meeting all your emo needs, absolutely.
Then guess what?
Um,
You're going to bring up your physicality. It's
mhm,
not the emo with a high sex drive. It's that your subdominant physical side is now what's taking over. Right?
mhm.
You with me on
No,
that?
no, no, no. I'm letting you do your thing. Go ahead and cook, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Um,
sir. We on the same page, man.
go ahead and cook.
I hope
Go
y'all
ahead
can
and
taste
cook.
it. Can you smell
No,
that
but but
ingredients?
but but the real deal is like, when you understand this dynamic in relationships, then everyone who you encounter, you will have a better understanding of them, because you'll start to learn the characteristics of the personality types. And even though you're not even like aware of it, you'll just notice it and pick it up. I'm like, oh, okay.
Hmm.
And your response will be so much better, because then you'll understand who you're dealing with. But that's on another level when you have a greater understanding of this. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna let it come back to you to lead.
You know, you was cooking. I agree with everything you're saying. Also, you know, maybe before it's over, we'll put a link into where people can go to the HMI site to take the suggestibility test if they
Hmm.
would like to know their suggestibility.
Hmm.
You could take that test now for free at HMI. On their website, they have the test that you can take right there, and you will get the results in your email, and you'll know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that covers some relationship stuff. If people start to, we're going to open the lines up today.
Hmm.
Peach, if you hear me, I do want the lines open today. I do want an opportunity to communicate and talk to people a little bit. I don't want to talk too much at people, because when it comes to some of the relationships scenarios too, there has to be a little bit more direction. These just the overarching, right? You can't you can use and understand these tools to apply to your situation. That would be the extent of that,
Oh,
right?
Talib, one question that didn't mean to interrupt. Will you be talking about this tomorrow at your group hypnosis session?
I will not be talking about relationships tomorrow. Tomorrow at
Mhm.
my group hypnosis that you can come out to at Fire Mesa at the Regis in Las Vegas, will be on a collective shift. It's going to be on a positive mind shift, uh, removal of blocks, and uh, a deep relaxational experience. And I do something very special where I allow your own knowing to become aware to you. So it's a beautiful experience because you will decide what that is, because your mind already knows what it wants to show you. And I don't know when you'll be ready to know that. So, yes, I will not be going over that, but I will be having the group hypnosis tomorrow. It'll be from
Okay.
1 to 3, and the second one from 5 to 7 at the Regis off Fire Mesa Street. So,
Now, will you be doing, what will you be doing? Some imagery, or what? Are we going on a ride? What's the deal? What are you doing tomorrow?
oh, so what I'm going to be giving tomorrow is a nice special journey that I put
Mhm.
together, where I'm going to explain and show where a lot of the problems come from, and how you got them, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do to get rid of them. And then I'm going to show you the power of your own imagination through a couple of cool activities that's really going to get you going and really make you see that your own powers of your own mind are very strong, very real, and very experienceable. And then from that point, we're going to go into a very wonderful relaxation. And then from there, we're going to go into an amazing guided imagery that I've put together where you're going to journey into your own subconscious mind where it has a wonderful knowing for you to know. And that's what it's going to be about. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be transformative. The last one was transformative, helped some people. They had a great experience. And yeah, I feel like there's going to be a lot more people tomorrow that's going to have an amazing experience.
That's what's up.
And I know one person that will definitely have an amazing experience. It'll be me. I'm definitely going to have a wonderful experience tomorrow. And I invite everybody to come and join me for it. Yeah.
Awesome.
But
I wish I could be there. I wish I could be there.
Oh no, Chef is going to be also coming up in the future. He's going to be coming out to do some groups with me, and he's going to take over the group and do some incredible work with the people and allow them the opportunity to experience some of that magic as well. You know, so it's a lot of great things coming down the pipeline when it comes to this. This is one of the fastest growing fields out there right now. Why? Because you actually get.
Oh.
Looks
like it popped out. There we go. There we go.
You actually get to help people. You know, one, that's a beautiful thing. You know, and two is a lot of people don't know this, but you know what we do was, if it wasn't for Dr. Kappas, you know, we wouldn't even be able to do what we're doing. You know, a lot of what we're doing was under the guise of psychology and under that whole area. And they were the only ones that were allowed to use it, and they used it very selectively, and it's a wonderful thing now that we're able to go to an accredited place, learn what, you know, the best of this information, and be able to assimilate it and come out in the world and use it to actually see results, for people to actually see results. And I think it's one of the few practices out there that really you're going to walk away with the result. Why?
Oh, yeah.
Because this is not a do-to process. This is a do-with. If you came to change, if you are ready to do the work, if you're ready to let it go, if you're ready to believe in yourself, and if you're ready, right, and you come, then magic happens, right? Because this is a do-with. Oh, okay, yes, come on up. I think Peach is going to come up and join us in a little bit and ask us some questions about emo, and I think that's really good. Like, if anybody else out there want to come up and join the panel and ask some questions, this would be really good. One of the things we're going to go over at some point too is going to be the theory of mind. I would like to share with you guys today how you got a lot of the things going on with you. So, Peach, go ahead. What's up, Peach? Good to see you.
All right, fellas. So I've been told about to live that I possibly might be an emo. I don't know if that's good or bad, but what I do know is if I am in fact an emo, why do we have a hard time staying connected in relationships? Like, it's like we like you and then we just don't want to be with you. It's sort of like you got to make us like you every other week or every other day. We got to find something to like. What is that about?
I know what that's about.
I ain't even say nothing. Go ahead, Chef.
Go ahead. I think you should start that one.
For a long time. I definitely would love to hear you.
In relationships, or at least in the perspective I think you're talking about, is because you need to feel secure. You need to feel like they understand you fully, and then better, and then fully sometimes. I mean, I know you understood that, right? Like you.
Yeah, sort of.
Okay, so you need to be reassured of how things are on the way you understand it,
Okay.
right? And because that's the only way you get it. Because if when you deal with physical, they're literal. You're not so literal if you're emo, right? You're not. You're like the opposite. So there has to be more explanation for you to understand it and or even feel secure with it. To even want to make a move, like to even expose yourself. And that's why you say sometimes maybe every other week or 2 weeks that I might want to get, because you have not had that secured feeling. So
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Talib. I want to hear what you have to say too.
Me, you done heard what I had to say many times over. That's why you started with the said Talib said I was an emo, but I don't trust him.
well, I mean you need more explanation. Because right now you see, you know how you can tell because you didn't feel comfortable with my explanation. So you needed even more backup. That just shows you
No,
right
I
there that you're
didn't.
emo. That's it right there.
No,
That
I
shows you
was
right there.
comfortable.
Oh, I'm funny. I'm just
So,
joking. I'm just
so,
joking.
so y'all said that an emo doesn't have a high sex drive. I don't.
No, I didn't say
Oh,
that emos didn't have a high sex. Our sex drive is like moon cycles.
okay.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? A physical sex drive is physical. They need touch. They need connection,
Mhm.
right? Emos, I'm not gonna say they don't need it. It's not their priority.
If you went shopping, you'd be straight. You'd be like, "Oh, I'm good. I got what I need." Mhm.
Okay.
Especially if you went shopping and got everything that you needed. You'd be like, "Oh no, I'm good. We're good. I got everything I need." Mhm.
Oh, okay. And so to not, if you were both, I guess you'll be exhibit traits of both simultaneously. That to me that sounds kind of confusing. Like that
It's
sounds like
like
a
being a
confused
Libra.
person.
It's like being a
Oh,
Libra. You got both
oh,
sides of the
ooh,
coin. You just
okay. You
understand
must
each
be a
side.
Libra.
Yeah, I'm a Libra, but
Okay.
you understand both sides. So
Oh,
I can see it that way, or I can see it this way. But it changes. It does change, especially if you're a somnambulist. Sometimes you go over to the physical side. Sometimes you go over to the emo side. It depends on what state you're in. At that time, and it's a gradual change. It doesn't just change overnight. It's a gradual change when it does change. And a lot of times it depends on who you're around.
okay. So if you wanted to be successful, what's the best personality style to have?
That doesn't it doesn't exist. That's not a thing. I don't think that's a thing.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
you tell me, Talib. I don't think that's a thing.
What?
What's the best personality type to have to be successful?
Hmm.
I would probably say somnambulist.
I would say that NLP answered that. You know what I mean? Because it was built off the most successful people. And when it comes to that, it has nothing to do with necessarily just how you learn, which is your suggestibility. But it has everything to do with the state of mind and the habits you develop behind them. And that's where real success. That's why they tell if you want to do what another successful person did, don't ask uh, uh, how they did it. Ask why. What was the motivation? What was the mindset? What were you feeling? What were you thinking? And I think that could be emo or physical. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think when you're talking about that, it has to do with your suggestibility. I think it has to do with your mindset itself.
Very interesting.
So Peach, I'm sorry. Do you like going shopping?
Don't lie,
Not
Preach. You
not
talking
really.
you talking to two
Uh,
people that can know.
not really. I'm not really. I
You realize
enjoy.
that not really is not no.
Well, shopping is not on the top of my list.
Not anymore.
No, not since I was younger. I more or less enjoy
Traveling.
being on a computer more
Mm,
so, like a techie type
Mm.
okay.
person. So that's where I get my enjoyment. Shopping doesn't do it for me.
Right.
So you don't
Creating
buy much
things
gadgets?
does.
You don't buy
Yes, I like.
software?
I buy gadgets every so many years.
Mm.
Programs.
I like creating apps and things of that nature.
Right. So you
Mm.
gotta buy the software to create the apps.
Yeah, right.
Right. Right.
That
That's
type of
that's called
stuff.
shopping, right?
Not really, because I don't shop like that.
We never said shop for what. You're assuming I mean clothes and shoes. Nobody said that. Nobody
Okay, well then, all
shop
right, then
for.
I shop. Then I shop for computerized things.
Hey, wait, chef. She's a genius. First of all, make
I
no
know.
mistake. She's thinking 7 steps ahead in our conversation.
I know. I know. It's funny
How do
though.
you figure that? How do you know I'm not just sitting here just watching?
Is that directed towards Talib or towards me?
Because y'all are saying I'm thinking 7 steps. Is that an emo thing, or is that just what you
Actually,
figured from me?
it's probably both, but it definitely is an emo thing though. But I'm sure it's both.
Okay. Yeah, I just love what you guys are talking about. I wish people that are watching, because I just want to let y'all know I can see all the multiple pages. If you have a question, don't be shy. Click the link. Um, they're not going to tear you apart up here. It can actually help you. Talib has helped me a lot. So just hit the link.
Yeah, and they, that you was there. We got the receipts. His style is tens of thousands of views from that Heavy Gems.
Mhm.
I think more or less people, and I'm just speaking for myself, sometimes before, like now, I love going within me to master myself. I don't have an issue with it. But a lot of people I notice that's around me, I'm not even going to say a lot. I'm just saying the people that's around me, I've noticed they want to control the outside environment more so than the inside.
Mm.
And I think this is an excellent space for them to begin to go within and try to master. So I have no issues with that. I don't know if that comes with age. I don't know what that's about, but people tap in.
Mm, that's interesting.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. I don't disagree
Ma-
with. Go ahead.
Maturity, yeah, I think it has a lot to do with maturity. And well, I don't think age is the right. I think maturity is the right word. When you get to a certain point, you're like, sometimes some things aren't just worth doing, or some things are you rather put on reserve. You
Yeah,
know,
maybe you want to come up and talk about something you're going through right now. Just test the water,
mm,
see what we got to say. You might be surprised. It won't be my answers. It'll always be yours. And that's why I love what I do. The beautiful thing is you're the one that you have your. If you have a problem, you have the answer.
that is true.
Mm. So would it be safe to say that an emo is just safer to deal with another emo? And how would I recognize another emo?
In a relationship, no. In a relationship, it's better to do it the opposite.
right? But how would you know another emo? I've seen relationships where there were like two emos, and it was what it was. If they need distance and space, if they communicate in a way where they're not very expressive, or they, need to understand why they feel like you're doing what you're doing, then you're probably emo. Physicals cheat because they're not feeling anything in the relationship anymore. Emos cheat because they want to figure out what it is that you did that made them not feel anything anymore. So they need to go be with somebody else to find out if it's you or not.
I don't know. Wait a minute. Repeat that. Emos cheat to figure out what the other person doesn't have in the relationship, doesn't
Is
offer.
it you or not? I'm gonna go out here, and if they enjoy that, then guess who's the problem in the relationship? There you go. So you get it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It just can't be we just don't have interest. It's just you're not interesting anymore.
Right now, you shouldn't say anymore. You should say right now.
Oh, okay. Okay, so emos just basically are like fact finding
Mm-hmm.
people that like knowledge.
That
Mm-hmm.
people that need reassurance of things
Mm-hmm.
because they are the ones that need to be in control of their experience.
Mm-hmm. That is a beautiful explanation.
Oh my God. So we're
Yeah.
control freaks.
No.
No, nobody said freak.
Mm-mm.
Nobody said if you're driving in the car and you are controlling the steering wheel, I wouldn't call you a freak for it.
That's funny.
Oh my goodness. So this is very, I gotta look this up. Someone is actually texting me and was like, I want to come up on the panel, but I don't know exactly what an emo or a physical is and which one I am
Mm-hmm.
to even engage in a conversation.
Well, let's talk for 5 minutes. We'll determine that.
Yeah,
I'm sure we can figure that out.
that's we could do that. That's very simple.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So just to give the person the example to live when you was talking to me, like what indicators gave you, oh, she's an emo. I just know this conversation, what were the telltale signs so that this person could feel comfortable with coming
With
up?
you,
Yeah.
well, then what they're trying to say is that they believe they're much like you, and they would like me to describe what I did for you, so that they can feel comfortable calling themselves an emo.
Basically, they're trying to figure out how did you figure
Well,
out I
no,
was the
look at
emo.
that. I just figured them out, and I haven't even spoken.
They're like, how did he know that you was the emo?
Mm.
The same
Probably
way,
because of.
the same way she laughed when I gave that example of the cheating, and laughed, and she related to it when I gave the emo description of it, because she related to it. And that's how I know when you
Mm-hmm.
say things to me that emos do, and you relate to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned that from talking with Peach and her, and sharing that information, and I was able to say, "Oh, well, this," and then from there, I was able to elaborate with her and give her examples, which she could laugh and be like, "Oh, wow, okay, that makes a lot of sense." That's how that transpired.
Okay.
So I hope that answered their question, but hope is for the hopeless.
So you guys are examining everyone else. What are y'all emos? What physicals? What are you guys?
I'm somnambulous. That's both. That's
I'm a
both.
somnambulist.
Oh, okay.
Even though I had a professor once tell me they believe that all black people who are American blacks are somnambulists.
Hmm.
Now remember,
Why? Because we code switch up to fit.
no, because of the trauma and the abuse and the amount of
Mhm.
focus and how we had to hypnotize ourselves, put ourselves almost in a trance-like state to do the
Mm.
things we did. That's why. But you can't compare how you, for example, right, in a relationship, you could be an emo taking information in, but go into a relationship and be more physical,
Mhm.
right? So how you learn your suggestibility in general with you does not determine what your EMP status is when it comes to relationships. There's a separate test for that.
Mhm.
Mm. Are y'all ready for me to get off y'all panel now?
No,
Oh, you can stay on there. I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying you here.
Uh, oh, asking my questions, my 50 million
yeah, I'm sure
questions.
some of the viewers would rather ask the questions through you. Sounds like
Mhm.
they may be a little nervous or intimidated or not real, not even intimidated. That's not the right word. I would say maybe just a little skeptical.
Hmm. You know, it's skeptical. You know, I'll tell you something that's funny. That prior to school, I thought I had never been hypnotized. You know, not knowing the natural ways of being hypnotized just by zoning out and or meditating. You know, listening to music, driving the car. You know, just not being present, just completely out of there. Not even knowing that you're being hypnotized. And like, but then when you have it done purposefully, and it's like, whoa, you understand the power of the subconscious when you've had it done. When you acknowledge, or when you have that acknowledgement of it being done to you, and then while you being under hypnosis, and then when you actually see yourself, is even, be like, oh, I actually did that. Okay, I thought I was completely relaxed because, well, in your subconscious, you're just toasted. You're just out of there, and meaning you feel very comfortable. You feel at peace, and you're in a place of just, of being. A lot of times. Talia, would you like to go a little bit further on that?
Oh, yeah. Well, when you hypnotize, it's something you already naturally have experienced. You've already experienced it. But I understand why people in the audience may be nervous or skeptical about coming up talking. Like, I ain't gonna let him talk to me. He ain't gonna hypnotize me. He ain't gonna
Mhm.
put me in a woo woo state. You know.
But the
But it's
funny thing is, it's very easy for us to do that, but
it's not that. It's
that's
not.
not what it is. Yeah,
That's not
no, it is, but that's not
what
what
it.
we're here for. Yeah,
It's not what it is. You know what I
yeah.
mean? What you have to understand is one is when it comes to hypnotism, you're already hypnotized.
Hmm.
Most people come to me to get dehypnotized. They've been hypnotized for years. That's why they can't stop doing what they're doing. You
Hmm.
hypnotized. You
Hmm.
don't think so, but you are. You sing out themes and songs throughout the day. You have cravings for items that you saw on television. It
Got to
gave you a
drink the same
suggestion.
soda.
You go to a restaurant, you don't know what you want to eat. You see the menu, there's the beautiful picture, and it tells you the choice is yours. But the burger is right there. You go, I think I want the burger.
Mhm.
You being hypnotized all the time. Don't be afraid of me. Don't be afraid of him.
All day long, all day long,
People that's hypnotizing you,
all
they're
day
the ones
long.
you need to be worried about. What are they
Hmm.
getting you to do? Are they hypnotizing you? Is McDonald's giving you hypnotic suggestions to buy their burgers and be a mathematician? They could. Every
Okay.
commercials could put suggestions in your mind to make you a better person, but they don't.
Hmm.
Because a better person is not going to buy that product, right? You see, what we doing is we using the tools that you already getting used by. They're using them for their benefit. We want to use these tools for your benefit. Then teach you how to use the tools yourself so you can help others, right? This is real world solutions. Okay, it has to come to a point where we can't keep sitting around talking about what the government is doing, with corporations, big bank, or whatever else you got a problem with, right? And hearing somebody give you more information about your problem with no solution is no solution at all, right? And what we want to offer you is a solution. I can't
To
change
help
your
out,
life, but you can,
to help out your
Mm.
nervous system, to really
right?
help out your nervous
Your
system.
whole world is your nervous system.
Mhm.
You know, when you get a craving for something, do you know what's going on in your body when that happens? No? Let me tell you what happens. When you get a craving in your body, every cell in your body wants that thing. There's a reason for that. See, in your brain, in the hypothalamia, right? And that in your gland, that experience has been stored as a chemical. On the outside of every cell on your body is called a cell wall. Every cell wall has something called a keyhole. It's where your body creates that chemical for the craving, and then it injects it into every single cell in your body. Your neurological experiences create electrochemical pathways. That's what's happening. And you can change those, right? By creating new neural experiences. How do we do that though? The one thing they tried to take from you in school, your imagination. Tell them, Chef.
Yeah, we open it up. We excuse me. We help you go down your journey by assisting in your imagination. Um, the best part of it, of the journey, is that it's your journey. It's not our journey, it's your journey. And you are the decider of the path that you will go, right? And in terms of us helping you out with your imagination and your journey, since you know the path that you want to go, we just walk with you and assist and guide and maybe help you open a door to turn a key if you need to, you know. But we're just there for support to help you go down the journey that you need to go to get the answers that you need. Because
And
we
how
can't provide answers.
you got your answers. They're in you.
Mhm.
They're in you. There's certain things that we hold on to that we don't realize we holding on to, and it's shaping our life right now. Okay. You some of you out here are trying to change things, and you like hitting the same wall over and over again. And you watching these videos and you're convinced now it's the government. It's this, it's that. That's why I can't change it. But that's not the truth. That's far from the truth. See, and this is where I'm going to explain something to you. I'm going to explain how your mind works. See, the beauty of what we do is when I explain to you how your mind works and how you got your problem, what happens? You go, oh, I get it now.
Mhm.
Oh, that's why. Oh, and guess what? 50% of the work done right there, just with
Mhm.
your understanding.
Mhm.
So when we go in, it's going to be easy, much easier than you think it is, because you
Mhm.
know what it is and you're ready to move past it. And now we can put you in that state where your subconscious mind can get the message and you can move past it. You're fighting against a part of your mind that is really running the show in many ways,
Mhm.
right? So if you look at your mind as 100%, right? Your mind is 100%. And now let's just look at that. If we could draw a line and say that this was your mind, right? 100%. Down here, and where this line is separated, see that? We're going to, right here, we're going to put an F, and right here, we put an F. Right down here, this is the primitive mind. And this is the first brain you developed when you were born here. This is the first mind that was developed, the fight or flight. And it don't show up in the world today as it did when this mind was created. Now, as you move on, right, this part here is the subconscious mind. Now, this starts getting filled from the time you're born till about 8 years old. And in this time, what your mind is going to do is associations. It's going to start taking in the world. And it stores it in known and unknown, familiar, unfamiliar. So when you were young, let's say you had a piece of cake, it was delicious, it was a great experience, it was your birthday, cake is stored as positive, right? It's familiar, it's a nice thing, right? But you ate some vegetables, right? And you didn't like them. So your mind labeled it as a negative because of the experience. Now, by the time you hit 8, 9 years old, you develop something called a critical mind. And that critical mind is developed to protect everything you've become of that subconscious mind, the knowns and unknowns, the familiar and unfamiliar. And above that line is now, above that is your consciousness, your conscious mind. That's your willpower, your drive, your determination, your desire. Now, if you look at this, that means that out of this whole thing, your conscious mind make up 12% of everything going on. This is what you're trying to change yourself with. Now, let's say, yo, I love cake, but it's bad for me now. It gained weight. I'm uncomfortable. I need to change this habit, eat greens, eat vegetables, exercise. You start telling yourself that. It goes down into that critical mind. And that critical mind, it checks it up against the subconscious and it learns, nah, man, were you crazy? We love cake. It was the best time of our life. Vegetables was a terrible time. I was sitting in a room alone. I couldn't do anything. We can't do that. Now, this critical mind, what? It rejects that thought of you saying, I'm not going to eat cake no more. I'm going to eat vegetables. I'm going to eat healthy. Now, it'll sit there for a while. It'll sit there until you either go to sleep or you enter hypnosis when it will enter in. And when it goes in here, it's diluted. It's distorted, and it has no hold against the data that's there. Now, I want you to apply that to anything you're trying to do, anything you're trying to change. And notice that somewhere along the line, you having a positive association to something you need to change or a negative association, and your mind is not accepting what you want to do. And what we're able to do through hypnosis is we're going to bypass that critical mind, open up a space for that, for your suggestions and what you want, and we're going to be able to put those thoughts directly in there, those images, because the mind doesn't really understand the words as much as it does images. That's how it perceives. And once we're able to give it a strong understanding of what you're trying to do, guess what happens? The mind assimilates, becomes the new homeostasis. And that's why a lot of people cannot change. And they feel like they did everything they can, but it's not working.
You have somebody up here, I guess, to ask some questions.
Wonderful. Hello.
What's up? It's Smack. How's everybody doing? Great show.
It's
Thank
all
you,
right.
Smack. It's good to hear you. How are you today?
I'm fine. Sitting here laying back from just had a treatment today. My last one this week. I said let me tune in. I've been trying to catch a show, but sometimes that fatigue be hitting me from my treatments. But which am I? Can I take what y'all talking about? Can we answer some questions?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Let's have a little conversation. Chef, set us off with some questions and it'll get us right where we need to be. That's not a
Uh,
problem.
okay, let's go
Um,
for it.
What have you? I'm not. Are you working or are you retired, or are you
Oh,
just on a?
I'm a worker. I'm an
Oh, okay.
activist.
Oh, okay. And how long have you been an activist?
Oh, well over 20 some years.
Maybe something. What made you decide to be an activist?
I think when police wrongfully accused me and watch how they treat my people,
Okay.
um, how they treated me, and how they continue to treat me, I feel like we not still not free. I'm very protective over our marginalized communities and just how they treat black people, period, in society.
If you were to imagine biting a sour, bitter lemon, do you think you could imagine that?
Could I imagine biting a sour, bitter lemon? Hell yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And would
yeah.
it make your mouth water?
Yeah, it would make my mouth water.
Like just imagining biting into a juicy, sour, big lemon, spritzing that sourness all over you. Would it, is your mouth? Would it make your mouth water?
Yeah, because everything y'all saying right now, my mouth is watering.
Okay. Okay.
All right. If you were to read, do you like? Would you rather read fiction or nonfiction?
Here we
I
go.
like I like reading mm, I like a little bit of both. I like history. I like to learn.
Nonfiction.
So nonfiction.
Nonfiction.
Have you ever
Okay.
walked or talked in your sleep?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Have you ever found yourself after an argument pondering what you could have or should have done differently?
Yes.
Do you prefer reading nonfiction rather than fiction?
I prefer reading nonfiction.
Okay. You want to go? Go ahead.
I already got it.
Yeah, I got it too.
I already got it.
Hmm. Yeah, you're exactly what I thought you were.
What's that?
I think you're somnambulous.
A who?
Somnambulous. You're equal. You're between. You're partially emo and you're partially physical, based on
Oh,
your
okay.
questions
Is
and
that a good
based on
thing
it.
or a
That
bad thing?
it's not good, bad, or indifferent. It's neither nor. It's just your
Yeah.
personality trait.
Wow. So
Yeah.
I'm unique.
Well, we're all unique, we're all very unique and special in our own right, and you are unique. And I think you can take that proudly with you and say that.
What were you gonna say, Talib? What are you gonna say? What she was? You gonna say physical or somnambulous?
I was going to say Stanamulus, but leaning on the emo side.
Okay. All right. Yeah, when you I didn't say it correctly, but when we described the limit and then Talia closed with the finish with the could you imagine it in your mouth or the feeling of it or your mouth watering? Like yeah, that was like I was like, oh, okay. And
Yeah,
that made
that's
me
where you get the
realize.
Stanamulus from,
Yeah.
the physical part.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my mouth is still what you describing the lemon, right?
Hmm.
And my friends would tell you it like through my treatments, it dries you out. My mouth is not dry anymore. Just you describing it.
Oh good.
Talk about a daggone lemon. Maybe I need to start thinking about a lemon, get my saliva going again. My mouth is no longer dry. So yeah, just the
That's
description
good.
of it. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I'm
you definitely a
definitely gonna be
Stanamulus. You have a
yeah.
very powerful imagination. You have a very
Mhm.
powerful mind. You're somebody that can sit there if you really focus on something, you'll have it done before you even can realize it because you're like in a state, you know. Uh, I could tell, and I could tell that because the type of work you choose to do, right, and that it's not really work to you, right. At the end of the day, it's a cause to you. It's a purpose, right. So
All
that says a lot about your character, right. It also says a lot about who you are as a person, right. So that's where I get more of the somnambulist. It's there to help, right? And if anything, I would lean more to I would say there's an emo trait there, but more talking to you, I'm definitely getting the somnambulist and more of the physical vibe. Just because your line of work is more physical, right? It's more being open, right? Opposed to cut off, being your own person kind of deal, right? You're much more open. You want to help the community. You're about community, right? You're about injustice to others and taking action to see. That's a caring nature, right? Not to say emos aren't caring, right? Because the emo's the one that's gonna be like, yeah, I'm not standing out there hugging everybody, but here's the $250,000 to get you guys going.
Yeah, that's facts. Because you just
You're breaking up.
yeah, somebody breaking up real bad sound. But yeah, that sounds like my day yesterday. Everything
Yeah,
I
her. It
had to
sounds like your
do.
day yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it me or is it y'all that's breaking up?
It's you.
Yeah, we sound pretty good over here. I think we yeah, but, we got solar storms, we got all kind of stuff going on.
She went out. Hold on. Is she coming back?
I don't know what happened. Hold on.
I think she's coming back. Um, yeah, no, I mean, I think this is good. This is good stuff. Trying to figure out her personality trait. I think this is cool. Because we should do that. We should do that. That should be a thing we should do on each episode. To pop someone on here. Let's try to figure out the personality trait.
Yeah, bring them on up. Let's work with it. If they
Yeah.
got a simple issue, we ain't over here to like turn water into wine.
No.
Okay. But if you do have something you want to come up and dress, and it's within reason, it's not something, overly complicated, because some of these things do take time, because some of your problems you built over 20, 30 years, and they go back to things you may have forgotten where they even stem from. But if you have some issues or something you'd like to talk about and ask for some solutions to some things, or relationships or other things, please jump on up and jump on in. We'd be happy to share. We're happy to talk. If you would like to experience a little hypnosis up here with us, we're welcome to do something with you and maybe do a little nano journey for you. Right, Chef? Am I jumping the gun, Chef?
Oh yeah, you can't do that.
Yes, I can.
You can't. They signed a waiver. They
I don't
didn't
know
sign
what's
a
going
waiver.
on. It sounds crazy. Hold on.
You sound like a computer.
I don't know. I'm on my phone. I don't know. I'll try to figure it out. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
I'm sorry, y'all.
I don't know. I listen to everything. The whole mouth watering thing. I'm sitting over here like the lemon. I'm seeing it. Nothing's happening.
Yeah, that's exactly what we expect from you. You're emo. You're emo. It's different for you. But
Yeah.
you need more explanation. You need to know that it's there.
Right.
You need to know that it's there, not anyone else. You need to know. It needs to be confirmed by you, right? And you're like, all right, now I
Okay.
believe it.
And then it was cool when Talib said the emos like this. I like your cause. I'm down for it. Take this money and don't touch me.
Yo, look. She was like, yeah, that's definitely. I'm 100% on board with that. Like,
Yeah, it's cool. I'll say a few words, but yeah, don't touch me.
right? But hey, you need money.
I don't want to
That's
be y'all
important.
friends like
Yeah.
that.
In your mind, that's more important than a hug. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Would you rather a hug or $100?
Mhm. Well, by me understanding this, I definitely understand relationships a lot better. It has made me, have a greater perspective on relationships and how they deal and the secrecies in relationships, you know. Because now I can, if I'm being too heavy, I can pull back and I can adjust. You know what I mean? Because it's never about anyone else. It's always about yourself. So whatever reaction you're getting is just the reaction of what you put out most of the time, and you can change that. So I rather come into it with the knowledge that I have and make my adjustments to make the other person feel a little bit better, so we can adjust, so we can dance a little bit better. And meaning just deal with each other a little bit better, whatever that may be. If I have the knowledge and they don't, then it is my duty to adjust, just to make it work. If that's the purpose of it. So
How do I become cement? So what is it? I can't even say the word. Synamulous. How can I become that? Because I'll be ready. I suck at relationships. Let me tell you, I will jump out of a relationship. So I'm admitting it. I will jump out.
mm,
I'll be like, listen, I'm just out of this. This is just not it. So how do I find the balance to be that? How do I do it? Because my mind will be just rationalize everything and just be like, nah, this ain't gonna work. I'm gone.
that's funny. You said irrationalize everything, huh? Yeah. Well, you know what you have to do? You have to adjust. You can't rationalize everything. You have to take that off, take 10% off of your rationalization. And if that don't work, take 12%, and then you probably be in your sweet spot. I'm
No.
serious. I'm serious. And as hard as that sounds, it's not hard over time, right? Because we're not talking, Rome wasn't built in a day. So it takes time for you to get it. So but a 12% adjustment, how much do you think that is of you? 12%.
12% sounds like a lot of change to me. It's like a lot of work.
That's a lot to you, huh? 12% too much.
Yeah, it is because when you like yourself is and you gotta adjust. It's like okay,
But what if you love someone that you like? And it was only that 12% that you needed to make your relationship work.
I kind of like me better. I kind of like me better, and then I'm thinking I could meet someone
You
that
making
likes
look
me
good.
better.
You making me look good, Peach. Thank you.
What you mean? Oh my goodness. I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know.
You don't know what it is, you know.
I find this fascinating. All of this, it's so fascinating.
You feel like you can't find a good relationship? Is that what you're saying, or that you keep running into relationships that you run out of?
I get into relationships that I'm always ready to run out of
And why do you think that is?
because I don't believe that those people are the right fit
And why do you think that is?
because the relationship just doesn't line up
And why do you think that is?
because it just doesn't line up. We two different types of people.
You don't know why that is. You don't know why you think that is. Why are you two different people?
There's always something different. It's either the person is I don't know, too overbearing,
Mm.
or the
Physical.
person is underbearing.
Okay, physical, and then another emo.